Now, your stories, your struggles, and your successes. This is Focus on South Florida.
Good Sunday morning, everyone, and welcome to Focus on South Florida. I'm CBS 4's Elliot Rodriguez, and this week for Michelle Gillen. Drug abuse is a significant problem across South Florida. It's been that way for years and likely will continue to impact the community for years to come. That's why organizations like the United Way of Broward's Commission on Substance Abuse are so important. The Commission's goal is to reduce substance abuse among our youth and adults, and it's about to mark its 25th year in the community. That's quite a milestone. And here this morning to look at the past, present, and future of the Commission is the Broward United Way's Chief Program Officer, Howard Bakalar. Also here is Colber Prosper. He is a former Broward Youth Coalition member. And gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. We all know what a serious epidemic drug use is and the consequences it has on our society. Howard, tell me how the Commission is tackling this and what you've been doing for so many years now.
Sure. The Commission started in response to basically the cocaine cowboys of the 80s. We were very focused on the problem, how to solve each specific problem. Then it was cocaine, marijuana, heroin. We've shifted focus over all of these years to look at how to really address people like Colbert, their strengths. So going from a strengths-based perspective, looking at substance abuse prevention, helping youth make great choices to realize that they have great futures in front of them.
It's so important to get to them at an early age, too, isn't it? Talk to me about the trends. What are you seeing now as far as drug use? I mean, you mentioned the cocaine cowboys. I was around here for that time, and, you know, we know about cocaine. We know what's going on with marijuana. But let me ask you about in Broward County, for example, prescription drugs and so many other drugs. We hear these drugs that kids are doing at these music festivals.
Sure.
What are the trends that you guys are looking at?
Prescription drugs were huge, especially in Broward with oxycodone. We were ground zero for that in the nation. That's changed now. What we're seeing right now, surprisingly, is the reemergence of heroin, of all things, and a lot of synthetic marijuanas. So again, while we actually engage an epidemiologist to help track these trends so we know what's coming and how to really address them before they become epidemic. On the flip side, we do these strengths-based programs, these prevention programs with our youth and adults to try and ensure that they don't make the choices to use these drugs.
Colbert, talk to me about your involvement with this group.
So I've been a part of the BYC since I was 13 in 6th grade, and so definitely shouting out what Howard said, they focused on our strength. When I was 13, I was shy, didn't talk too much and say too much to anybody, but the people at the Commission kind of brought that strength into me and kind of talked to me about, you know, you are a leader, everyone's a leader. You can take charge of your life and you can make the best decisions. And so from there, I stayed involved since I was 13 until now, and so I've been part of the United Way over 15 years.
And did you get involved through school?
Oh, no. Well, sort of. So my DARE officer at my elementary school said, well, you're coming out of DARE. We can't help you in middle school. And
let's clear this up. You were not involved in illegal drug usage.
I wasn't involved at all.
Okay.
I wasn't involved at all. And so I was just looking for something to do. And so a DARE officer said, there's this program with the United Way. Are you interested? I was like, sure. So it was fun. And I stayed a part. I was learning and having fun at the same time.
And now do you get to work with the young people?
Yeah. So every year I come back and help out with the youth leadership conference they do. And also I come back throughout the year to help out with what's going on with the youth. And also on the United Way side, we've done some board stuff. We've worked on with some representatives. I've come back for that. So I'm a product of the United Way.
And how do we reach these young people when you see some of these celebrities that they look at and how the drug use is sometimes glorified in a way that it shouldn't be? What's the way to reach them?
Getting on their level. That's simple as that. Taking the time out to listen to what they're saying, what they're about. They have their own culture. Young people have their own culture.
They sure
do. And they run by different rules. And I think sometimes we don't necessarily step back a little bit and find out what's going on with them and be interested in what's going on with them. Because once they see that you're interested in them, then they'll listen and respect you.
And Howard, how do you get more people like Colbert involved?
It's funny. We just finished our Youth Leadership Institute today, actually.
Today.
Colber was our keynote speaker, where we had about 100 kids at Nova Southeastern University there for 2 days. And Elliot, I have no idea what they were saying. I'm far removed from being
I would have been right there with you.
But it's okay because they did. They had a great time becoming leaders. It was all about leadership and doing the right things, making the right choices.
And I think that, Colber, I think you said something important where you said you were looking for something to do.
Right.
And you found such a great and positive thing to do that's made such a difference, not just for you, but a lot of kids looking for something to do make the wrong choices.
Right, exactly. And I think part of that is sort of connecting students to whatever services, and for me it was the United Way, but also making it appealing for them. And I think that's where we kind of missed the boat, because we'll get young people involved and there's not what they want to do. The strength of BYC, the Broward Youth Coalition, is that they not only get us involved, but they tell us to get involved in the sense of we plan everything. For the conference, the students plan it. We just step back and we say, well, this is what we have, you make it happen. And that's different from a teenager when you let them know that they're in charge.
It can make a huge difference in their lives, absolutely.
Exactly.
Well, Howard, if people want to know more about the Youth Coalition or also your Commission on Substance Abuse, what's the best way to do it?
The best way is to get onto Broward County, United Way of Broward County's website at unitedwaybroward.org. It lists all of our programs and services, and we're happy to answer any questions for anyone checking.
Contribute to the United Way. It's been doing such a great job for so many years.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, gentlemen, both, for being here on Focus this morning. Nice to meet you. Still to come, how a group of local fashionistas are helping some underprivileged South Florida kids look their Sunday best every day of the week when we come back.